Welcome into the Morning Five. I am Dave Biddle, joined by Alex Gleitman. And Alex, some good news, I think, in the world of recruiting here for the Buckeyes. Demetrius Knox was visited by Urban Meyer, Tom Herman, and Ed Warner yesterday. And Tom Herman tweeted some very encouraging things after the visit. Sounds like the Buckeyes have sealed the deal with Demetrius Knox.
Yeah, it looks like as far as Ohio State knows, and I'm kind of hearing the same thing from sources that I have close to the program, Ohio State feels very confident that Demetrius Knox will sign with them on National Signing Day in a couple weeks here. I think last night's visit certainly made all parties feel comfortable with that. I'm not sure. I mean, according to Bill Kirillick, both the UCLA visit and the Texas visit have not been canceled yet, but even if those happen, it seems like all misunderstandings have become understandings between Knox and the Buckeye staff, and at least according to Tom Herman and our sources at Bucknuts, all seems well. I think fans can kind of take a deep breath and rest a little easy.
And obviously, coaches cannot talk about recruits they have not signed yet. If you want to know what Tom Herman said on Twitter, he said, "The flag is firmly planted in Fort Worth. No worries, just smiles. Hashtag Proud Buckeye. Hashtag Dream14. Here's my favorite. Hashtag Not on my watch." So, Tom Herman, the state of Texas, that's his baby as far as Ohio State recruiting. So he's done a great job there. Topic number 2. A young man Ohio State took a close look at, J. Campbell, quarterback from Cass Tech, high school teammates with Damon Webb. He's committed to Michigan State in the 2015 class, but I don't think he's committed to Michigan State any longer. Body slammed a security guard at his school. This was caught on video. It sounds like he's going to get expelled from school. I bet he ends up at Western Michigan or something, or Eastern Michigan after all this. And this looks really bad for J. Campbell, Alex.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think the fair thing for J. Campbell is to say we don't know the whole story. Now, his behavior is certainly inexcusable based on, some of the conversations I had with people who know J. This seems like, actually, I don't know if people know, this is actually his second issue with anger and violence in the last few months. After their loss in the playoffs this past year, he actually punched an opposing player in the handshake line at the end of the game, and is suspended for the first game of the 2014 season. So this is now the second issue of violence with J. Campbell in the last 4 months or so. Make that even 2 to 3 months. And so clearly there are maybe some anger issues there and things of that nature. But to be fair to J. we don't exactly know what happened. The cell phone video, I watched it. It's obviously a little fuzzy. It really only shows Campbell slamming the security guard. Now, who knows what that security guard said to him? Who knows if he put his hands on him before that, if he felt threatened, things of that nature. It certainly didn't look like that on the video, but we don't know the whole story here. So I'm going to kind of reserve judgment, but there's definitely some issues there with J. Campbell, as this is kind of the second incident in the last few months for the prospect. And I agree with you, Dave. I think this is I think Mark D'Antonio has to pull the plug here, and I don't know whether that means Campbell ends up at junior college, whether it's a directional Michigan or something of the sort. But it's a shame because the kid is a good talent. He's a Big Ten BCS level talent, and unfortunately, he may not get his crack unless there's a program out there desperate to land his services.
Topic number 3. Ohio State basketball tries to snap its 4-game losing streak tonight against Illinois. It will be at the Schottenstein Center. 7 o'clock, ESPN will be televising it. Buckeyes are going to drop out of the rankings if they lose this game. In fact, they could probably even win this game and still perhaps drop out after losing to Nebraska earlier in the week. But I tend to think they'll stay in the top 25 if they win. This is not going to be a cakewalk. I keep thinking, they're going to take up their frustrations on Minnesota. No, that didn't work. Okay, they're going to take up their frustrations on Nebraska for sure. Okay, now they're definitely going to take up their frustrations on Illinois. The problem here is John Gross knows Thad Matta like nobody else, and he's coached well against Thad Matta. I think the Buckeyes will win tonight, but I'm concerned about this team. Even if they do win tonight, I'm concerned about them going forward. Just your thoughts on the basketball team, Alex.
Yeah, no, Dave, I agree with you. I think there's reason for a lot of concern. This team is fragile right now. It's almost like they're trying to fit, square pegs into round holes. It seems like the players on the team don't know their roles. They're always looking, each player is looking for someone else to kind of step up and rise to the occasion. They look really out of sync. You have 2 guards on the floor who really have had trouble creating offense. I think at times you've seen Shannon Scott and Aaron Kraft drive to the hoop more. I think you need more of that considering they're no threat to shoot kind of outside the paint. On top of that, you have inconsistencies in the games of Lenzel Smith, LaQuinton Ross, and Sam Thompson to an extent, and then Amir Williams, who kind of looked like he turned a corner in non-conference play, has completely become a non-factor in Big Ten play against any decent team. So there's clearly a lot of issues that Thad Matta has to figure out. That's not going to happen overnight, but as they say, there's no place like home. I think tonight is the perfect recipe for this team to get back on track. I think Illinois is going to give them an extremely tough game. I think it will be a single-digit victory for the Buckeyes, but I do think they'll come out on top and kind of get the monkey off their back, and then follow up that with another home game against Penn State next week, which should be another easy win for this team.
Speaking of basketball, in the boarding house today, we're going to have a very interesting note on Luke Kennard, the outstanding basketball player from Franklin in the 2015 class. Will he go to Kentucky? Will he go to Ohio State? Will he go to Duke? We have the inside scoop on Luke Kennard. Now, if you're not a subscriber, now's a great time to sign up. Try our 7-day free trial. Upper right-hand corner of your screen, click subscribe. Again, now's a great time to try our 7-day free trial, less than 2 weeks away from National Signing Day.